Okay, we are ready for part 2 of the makeover of my mini Draco. Here we have the mini Draco with the SLR Rifle Works handguard installed up front with a hand stop. And I went through how I installed that in a previous video that I called the Mini Draco AK-47 Pistol Makeover. So this is the Romanian Mini Draco imported by Sentry Arms International. So what we're going to do today is continue on with some installation of some accessories to continue on with our makeover here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to install this US machine gun folding adapter with the Sba Tactical Arm Brace on it. And I installed this same piece on my micro Draco, and I liked it enough that I decided to put it on my mini Draco as well. As you can see, the pistol grip here is a hard plastic, kind of a reddish brown. That's the original one that came with the mini Draco. So what I want to do is change it to this one so it's all black. This particular grip is the AK grip made by US Palm. So we'll see how that goes. That way it'll be all black, and that's what I was looking for. After we get done with that, I have a muzzle brake. This one's made by Sentry. So we're going to take off this little barrel nut thread protector thing and install this. That'll be pretty easy. And then lastly, when we're all done, I picked up one of these quick adjust tactical slings from Grove Tech, and we'll see how that goes and that looks. I'm assuming I may need to practice using this so I know the length I want, and over which shoulder, depending if I'm going to carry it in the front, back, or side. So that'll take me a few minutes to figure out. Alrighty, so let's continue on. First step is to install the US machine gun folding adapter with this arm brace on it. And what we're going to need to do is remove this pistol grip, because the US machine gun folding adapter goes in between here. In other words, it gets sandwiched in between the pistol grip and the bottom of the receiver. So this has got to come off. In order to take this off, we're going to want to remove the cover and the recoil spring. And then there's a little block in here I discovered in the last video, which was the first time I took this apart. So let's remove our magazine. The mini Draco is empty. In fact, I have yet to fire it. I'm pretty excited about firing it. I have fired another one of my Dracos, and I really enjoyed firing it. So I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of fun, especially with the accessories we're putting on here. So we need to remove our cover, the recoil spring, and then we'll be able to get to, there's a little angled nut down here I'll show you. And so let's go ahead and remove our cover and get that. There we go. It comes off pretty easily. Set that aside. And then there's a block I didn't realize that the mini Draco had. So, okay. To remove the recoil spring, what we do is we push this release forward. This block has a little slot in it so that the recoil spring can keep going forward. And once we are out of the little lips of this retaining part here for the spring, and it'll come up and out. So that's pretty easy. Okay, let's take our block out. Okay, now right down in here is the retaining nut for the screw for a pistol grip. This retaining nut, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is angled. It has to be angled so that the screw that holds the pistol grip on follows along the same angle as the pistol grip there. So we'll turn it upside down, and just a common screwdriver is all we need to remove this. So sort of tight. Okay, we got it. So we'll run that screw out. Finish it off by hand, I guess. So there's the bolt. So see, it goes at the same angle as the pistol grip. That's why you need the angled nut. We'll take that nut out and show you. And once that screw or that bolt's removed, this pistol grip will just lift off like that. There's the angled nut I was telling you about. And so how it's angled is this thing's machined on an angle. So we'll lift that out so you can see that real quick. Well, it shouldn't be hard. There we go. See how that's angled there? So when it sits in here, instead of just, exiting the bottom of the receiver straight down, being perpendicular to it, it has the angle that matches the angle that our pistol grip goes. All right, so let's see how this goes. Let's get our US machine gun folding adapter. So the bottom of the receiver just slides right in here and back up against this. The sides of this have these little lips or walls which prevent the anything from moving in this direction. So it can't move right, it can't move left, it can't move to the back. And then with this nut tight here, or rather the bolt tight with the grip on there, shouldn't be able to move that direction, any other direction either. So go ahead and put this on, should just slip right on. Yep, and it does, there we go. It's in place. So I need to keep my finger on this little angled nut or it'll just fall out. So anyways, okay, let's just set this here. Hopefully this will sort of stay together. There we go. Because what we're going to need is, let's see. Well, let's talk about something here for a sec. If you're going to use your original pistol grip, which you can, the folding adapter has some thickness to it, so because it's sandwiched in between the receiver and the pistol grip. So that means the original bolt, which is this one right here, will be a little bit too short. So US machine gun supplies a longer bolt. See how it's longer there? A little bit longer. All right. Now you can't just put the US machine gun bolt in here and put it together, because the little hole here in the bottom of the original pistol grip into which the head of this bolt fits is too small, because the head of the US machine gun bolt is a little bit bigger than the head of the original one. In my micro Draco makeover video, I went ahead and I got a drill bit and I enlarged this hole here to make it bigger to match this, which wasn't too tough. We just had to be careful not to damage this little shoulder here. And with this particular pistol grip, the shoulder in here looks like it's metallic, so That'd be harder to mess up, I guess. But that's not what we're going to do in this case. In this case, we won't be using their longer bolt. And the reason is because the US Palm AK grip, let's take it out of the package here. The way it goes on is a little bit different. Instead of having the the shoulder that has the stop on it for the bolt, right here near the end of the pistol grip, it's there's a flat area down inside here. So, and the bolt needs to rest on that, and that's what it uses to push it up against this. So that means we won't be using the longer bolts. Although I suppose if you didn't have a bolt, you could cut it so it'd be shorter. But US Palm supplied this little bolt here with a locking washer and a regular washer. But I won't be using that either, because remember, they sized this bolt not with the idea that I'd have a folding adapter sandwiched between my pistol grip and my receiver. So US Machine Gun also supplies this bolt for aftermarket grips. And if we compare it to the length of the bolt supplied by US Palm, we can see that it's a little bit longer, just as it needs to be. So this is the one we're going to use. And well, let's see, we're going to need a hex wrench for that. Yeah, that's hex. See which one of these fits on there. It's probably this one. Yep, 9/64 in this case. So we take that out, put our bolt on the end of our hex wrench, and we'll have to slide it up in there without it falling off. So hopefully it can do that first try. We'll find out. So I'm going to put my finger on this angled nut that we talked about a minute ago, because if not, then as soon as I turn it over, it'll fall out. In my other hand, I'm going to hold on to the folding adapter here, so it won't fall off that way. And let's put our pistol grip in place here. See if it goes on correctly. It does. And then we put in our bolt. There's a little mini gap there. I'm hoping as I tighten that gap will just disappear. So I'm expecting it to. All right. So let's see if we can install our bolt with our little hex wrench. See if I can get it first try. See, didn't get it first try. So what happened was, when I turned this sideways, it just fell off the wrench. So I'll go this way, and that way I can keep this angled up. See if I can find my hole that way. Hang on, I'm gonna have to rotate my hand around. Here we go. Let's see if it goes in. Looks like I'm in. We'll see here in a couple turns of this hex wrench if the bolt is able to start into the threads there. Feels like it is. Alright, so let's keep going, see if it tightens up like we want it to. I think it is. Yeah, it is. I can feel it. So we'll go ahead and give that another twist there. Make sure that's pretty snug. Don't want to over tighten it though, but it needs to be pretty tight. Okay, so we can see this little gap that I saw there is now gone as that pushed that pistol grip, the bolt did, up against the bottom of this adapter, which then pushes that up against the bottom of the receiver. All right, so that's working out okay. Now that we've got that accomplished, we'll put our block in, our recoil spring, and our cover back on. So far this has been a pretty easy modification. Okay, in goes the recoil spring. So this block has a little notch cut into it, and we need that because this has to be pushed forward enough to get under the little lips of this the retaining part here. I don't really know exactly what that's called. So let's push this forward and then down. Once we are underneath those, we can let it go back. Alrighty. So we have reinstalled our recoil spring. Next we'll put our cover back on. Putting the cover on is not difficult. It's slightly tricky in that you need to make sure the front end of the cover goes on this little lip here and stays there while we are getting the release lever through this hole back here. As you go to push it down, the lever being angled tends to want to push the cover back, so sometimes I don't get it the first try. See, it's wanting to slip out. So I guess we just need to make sure it doesn't go forward at all as we push it down. Alright, well, as soon as I turned the camera off, it went right on. I don't know why I had a little bit more hassle than usual. Alright, well, let's just forget about that and let's carry on. Okay, so here we have our folding adapter on the mini Draco. Of course, that allows one to use the arm brace. You put your hand through here and undo the strap and fulcrums against your forearm. Because this is kind of a heavy pistol, you know, especially when you have the magazine attached with you know, full of rounds. It'll be even heavier. So, especially when I use a metallic magazine, which I like best. So. Anyways, we'll have to pan across here because my camera's too close. But so the mini Draco with the SLR Rifle Works metallic handguard up front and one of their hand stops installed, which is critical for not only for ease of use, but for safety, because you don't want your finger up here anywhere. Then our folding adapter. So this one folds over here to the right side and like this. Whoops. Folds over to the right. Okay. And when it's folded over to the right, I still have access to the trigger here as a right-handed shooter. So I've been liking it so far. Okay, our next step is we're going to remove this barrel nut thread protector thing and put on our little muzzle brake. So I didn't want a muzzle brake that's too long and large because this is already a pretty good sized pistol. I don't want to make it even bigger, so we'll press this detent pin here, reverse thread. So take our barrel nut off. There we go. And get our little muzzle brake thing here. Put that on there. There's several styles of these. There's some that are a little longer. My micro Draco has one on it, but it's like, I think, sort of like, looks like an M16 style. Looks like we got some oil and stuff in here. Alrighty, so let's put this on. This is mainly for, I guess, aesthetics. For me, I don't really need these devices. It may make shooting some of them make shooting more pleasant, that's for sure. May reduce muzzle rise or divert the blast. So, but anyways, for me, you know, this is mostly just for fun. So, okay, we've accomplished most of what we wanted to do tonight. The last thing was I was going to get the Grove Tech quick adjust tactical sling. It has those quick disconnect things on it. Let's take that out, see what it looks like. So how these work is there's a release button right here, and so you put it in place. We'll just put it over here. Show you how that works. SLR Rifle Works has incorporated a small hole here, which is designed for these quick disconnect things. So you put it in place and push it down all the way so that those spring-loaded little balls lock on there. It locks right in there. I can also put it on the other side. And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure which side I'll like best. I'll have to, guess, do a little bit of experimenting. So, but on the other side we have a hole we could use too. And then the Sba 3 arm brace. Hang on, let me straighten this out. That's good enough, I guess. The Sba 3 arm brace has a hole in the back right here that we can also put a quick disconnect in there. So that's what I'm going to do. Just put it right in there. See, it should go right in. There we go. So I haven't used this sling before, but I can see it has this quick adjust thing here. Actually makes me think this should go up front, because you'll be pulling on with your hand if you want to you know, quickly adjust your sling. So I'm pretty sure I put this on backwards. Let's move this over to here. This one in the back, like that. I think we got it right this time. All right, let's put this in. So, yeah, because that way, you know, when you've got it over your shoulder and you want to change your length, or you just pull this cord right here. I guess that's why they call it quick adjust. And then just shorten it. You just pull the strap right here. So loose into the strap, and you can shorten it. And then to lengthen it, you know, you pull this cord right here, and then it lengthens quickly. So we'll see how much I like this strap. And I'm thinking it'll probably be okay, especially if I want to walk around carrying the mini Draco for any distance. So there you go. We've completed the makeover of our mini Draco by installing our metallic handguard from SLR Rifle Works. I installed this Sentry muzzle brake right here. The reason I chose this one is because it wasn't too long or big. I didn't want to make the pistol even bigger. We have our Grove Tech sling on here, which I'll have to do a little bit of experimenting with. And then I really like this folding adapter right here. That'll make shooting my mini Draco a lot easier and a lot more fun and more accurate. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to go to, if you're interested in looking at these types of things. I know that Midwest Industries offers different handguards. Maybe you'll like those. Most of theirs have a rail up here on top, so it covers this whole thing. SLR Rifle Works has a railed gas tube you can put on there, and so I guess that's whatever you want to do. And then our US machine gun folding adapter which when it's installed, I've noticed it seems to be rock solid. And like I said, I have one on my micro Draco, and I liked it well enough, I decided to put one on the mini Draco. All right, this will be fun. Have a good day.